Hey everybody, it's Jason Froelich with JFro Fitness, and I wanted to talk to you today about not giving 100%. And let me explain what I mean by that. Because of course, I always want to give 110%, and I always want you to give 110%, but I also want to be realistic because we do not live in a world where everything is always 110%. And it comes to a point sometimes where you have to reevaluate very, very quickly what you can do and what you're willing to do to keep yourself on track. And so I'll tell you what I mean by that. I used to be, and my nature still kind of is, and I fight with it still, that if I'm not going at 100%, 110%, then I'm at zero. I used to, before I started with P90X3 and all this stuff, I used to do my own exercise thing, and of course I didn't really see the results that I ultimately wanted, but even worse, what I would do is I would go just full power until I got to some point, and it would inevitably happen, and it inevitably happens with everyone, where something trips you up, whether it's injury or time or there's just something where you hiccup and it takes you off your schedule. And everyone should have a schedule, by the way, because that's the best way that you can stay on track, is by knowing, by having a set schedule of what you're going to do going forward, so you can plan for it accordingly. But even with that schedule, inevitably, man, that word is tough sometimes, inevitably, something happens and it knocks you off. And so when I used to get knocked off like that, I would just say, you know what, I'm done. Everything I've done up until this point is obviously ruined because I hit the speed bump, and so I'm just going to stop. And I'm going to go stop working out, because that just seems about right, and I'm going to go eat a bunch of ice cream. And you might not be as extreme as that, and I hope you're not, but that's just kind of where my mind was at. And I was thinking about it, and especially after I started this past year with P90X3, which really changed my life, that is just such a bad mindset to be in so many ways. I mean, and not even in fitness. I mean, with everything, you can't hit a wall and fall down and lay down. It's about getting back up, because consistency is really the cornerstone of progress in so many different ways. So I changed my way of thinking, and I told myself that even if I was inclined to stay down after I hit that bump, I wouldn't, and I would get up, and I would do whatever it takes to keep on going. Whether it meant, and this is where the not 100% thing comes in, whether it meant going at half speed or half pace, literally or metaphorically, with workouts or whatever I was doing, I would do whatever I could do to keep the consistency and keep the pace going, so I did not come to a dead stop, because I knew that dead stop meant I was just done. So how does it apply to what you're doing, and specifically with your workouts? You have a schedule. Perhaps what your month looks like. You have X workouts, 6 days a week or 7 days a week or 5 days a week or whatever it is, and you know exactly what to hit, and that's one of the benefits of these programs, that they outline it all for you. But you know exactly the workouts that you're going to hit, and you mentally prepare for it, and then boom, 4 days into that week, something happens. You sleep in and you miss your workout window in the morning, or you have to stay after work and you miss your afternoon workout window, and it's all about thinking about what you can do to keep on going. So if you can't fit in an entire workout in that place, in that same day, maybe where you couldn't do your earlier workout, fit in a shorter one. So if you can't do 30 minutes, fit in 20 minutes or 15 minutes. Find a way to squeeze something in, just so you can have that consistency. Your body stays active, your metabolism stays going, and then you can pick it up right where you left off that next day, and it won't be like anything happened. Or if you get injured, for instance, you're doing a really high intensity workout and you pull a leg muscle, so you can't do all those jumps and squats anymore. Well, you know what? Find another exercise. Focus on other muscle groups. Or if you can't jump all around, then jog in place or march in place or walk in place. Find some other thing that will allow you to not get stopped. because at some point you're going to get better, or at some point you're going to get back on track time-wise, and you're going to look back on that time that you were just tripped up, and you're going to say to yourself, well, this sucks. I mean, how many of us have gone through that, where there are these little pockets of time where we fall off the wagon, and we start eating poorly or something, you gain 5 pounds, and inevitably somehow the motivation gets back up, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, even a month later, and you look back and you go, this sucks because I'm farther behind where I was. I don't want to be here. I know my end game. I know my goal that I'm trying to get to. And if I didn't trip up before, then I would be that much farther ahead. And now I have to work even harder to get back there. We've all had those experiences. But if instead of doing nothing, instead of regressing to that point where you don't want to be, if you take small steps to keep it going, keep the momentum slowly moving, even if it's not as fast as the 100% that you were going before, even if it's only at 50%, even if it's only at 25%, if there's something moving you along, there's going to be a feeling of continuity, a feeling of consistency, and it's going to help you overcome what you're going through, get back on track, and once you're back on track, you're going to feel better about being back on track because you're not as far behind as you would have been otherwise. So that is what I mean by don't give it 100%. To the extent that you can give it 110, 20, 30%, go for it. That's always the goal. We should endeavor to do our best at everything. But the important thing is that we have a long-term view. We understand that consistency is going to get us there, and life gets in the way. We just have to, a very wise person told me, it's all about how you handle plan B. And that's really true. And so when you get knocked down or you trip and you fall, it's all about how you get back up. So, as usual, let me know what you think about this video. Post a comment, like it, and please subscribe so I can continue to put out some more videos that add value and give some good content to this stuff. If you have any questions, please find me on Facebook, facebook.com/jfrofro or jfrofitness@gmail.com, and I'll see you later. Bye.